What's good? What's good, family? Queen Common Sense back in the building. We coming back to you. We trying to heal the nation. Each one teach one. Reach back. Sankofa. All that good stuff. Ciao. I had to take a little breaky break because I started a new position. And anybody that knows me well knows that I can't stand working for other folks since I got a taste of being my own boss. And the past decade for me and my family have been a roller coaster to say the least. So I was triggered out of my mind when I saw Stormy. And before we get into that, I hope everybody is doing well. I hope that you're taking time to nurture your emotional and mental well being. It's very important. As a community of Black people, melanated people, we have been conditioned to poke fun at and dismiss, the importance of mental health and well being. And a lot of people think that if you see or talk to a therapist or you seek any type of support or counseling, that means something's wrong with you. And that is not always true. However, there's something wrong with all of us, right? And sometimes it's more acute, and other times it's just, well, I just need a little confirmation. Just make sure I'm trusting myself, and I'm on the right footing here. It's nothing wrong with that. That's why they call it social networking, because there's different elements in society that are put together in a recipe that affect our human psyche and ability to communicate and all that. And you are supposed to uh, get a touch of outside validation on things so that you know how to evolve and so that you know how to maneuver out here in these cold world we call Earth. Where there's a lot of ghetto people who make it the living experience quite unpleasant, which leads me to my next point. Me, I was perusing around and I bumped into this tr- it's blazing out here where Stormy then had another emotional digital bleed about allegedly, refuting the allegations of her white labeling from Alibaba, you know. And I'm not new to these YouTube streets, and I'm not new to, being in the presence of a hustler when I see one. Okay. And where I come from and how I grew up and how it was on the land when we were doing what we needed to do to make our ends, a hustler from the perspective I'm speaking of in business, a hustler is like Melody Cherie Rogers. Okay, that's a hustler. She has a code of ethics. There's a certain standard morally, ethically, legally that is a bar that's been set high, right? Now, we all know the backstory of all this bullshit because that's what it is, a crock of bullshit. And for me, what triggered me was how Stormy just continues to play in our face like we are all just as ignorant as she is. Okay. And it's at this point now, it's beyond ridiculous. It's beyond ridiculous because we all heard it. We had the person of no color, like they do in their rare form, typical. people of no color so entitled that they can come and pontificate to us about how we should maneuver in exposing and challenging the fact that Stormi is a shisty, bootleg, non-business person. Okay, because we don't see Melody all up in the comment sections defending anything. Okay, she just continues to do the what, the work. And if there is a legitimate discrepancy, you see one or herself or one of her staff jump to it, it's squashed, corrected, and next. Okay. So this, I wasn't sure, quite sure how to take this person of no color, Kyle, because half of me wants to giggle and just lay down on the floor kicking my feet laughing. And the other half of me wants to just straight roast him all the way back across the tracks because there's no amount of damage control that you can do, Stormy, to correct what's already out there. It's memorialized. This is what's baffling to me. It's just awe strikingly weird how people are so delusional. Okay, I thought Tinkerbell Tisha was delusional, but Stormy out here straight reckless with it. She's reckless with it. Okay? It's not even subtly like we're just gonna slip that in there. Ain't nobody gonna notice that little detail, this little thing we're doing. You know, chuck in an extra perk in the box and we'll slap something on there, make it look like it's ours, but we got it from the Oriental Trading Post. Stuff like that, you can kind of get that under the radar, right? But to the magnitude of lying, blatantly bold face, delusional, malignant lying, okay? As if we're not consumers. We can't compare and contrast products to see the similarities in ingredients, consistency, packaging, all of that, okay? Especially women, okay? Women are natural detectives. We are natural feds, okay? We will get down to the bottom of some shady shit right quick. Okay, a sister, you can't play in black people's faces when it comes to their products, okay? Especially in the lines of beauty, fragrances, fashion, okay, couture, label, however you want to put it, whatever category and lane you want to ride in. A black woman who's on top of her game knows when she's being played when it comes to her products. And now that finally the vegan, natural, holistic lifestyle has become mainstream, finally, okay, because I used to get laughed at and teased and fucked with because I was studying this particular genre of health, alternative health, okay? Even my own parents thought I was nuts. But guess what? All them little recipes and stuff that I cooked up for them and mixed up and tinkered around with in the kitchen in there, they started working, you know? But that's a whole nother story. Now, Stormy really is on my final decent nerve with this because this screams more about her character than it does Mel or anybody else she could try to use as a scapegoat for being a, a capping, pump faking wannabe. And I said this on a panel, I believe I was over on either Pinky, the housewife, shout out to Mama Pinky, or either I was on Queen Sheba, shout out to Queen Sheba Darling with her beautiful self. Um, Both are amazing women. Go check them out, as well as Black Titanic. Okay, check them out. trending at some point. Journey to Jasmine. Um, Here for hot tea, especially because she reminds me a lot of myself when I was her age in my mid 20s. She listen, okay, a firecracker, a stick of dynamite, boom, okay. Check them out because they cover it thoroughly. And I'm just the G checker. I'm just the gatekeeper. You know what I'm saying? When I see stuff, I call it out. You know, my grandmother used to call me the little mini sage because I was always seeing things. And she was like, "You caught that?" You know? And she would tell my mom, "You know, this baby can see things that you can't, normal people can't see." You know, she's very in tune to energy and fugaziness. Need to listen to this little baby girl. She's special. And I just point shit out. And when stuff get too far, I'm like that one that'll step in and be like, wait a minute. Okay. It's either A or B. You can't be A and a half-ish. Okay. You can't be B sorta. You know, this is either you got both feet 10 toes down or you gonna tap dance. And I'm just like, which way are we going with this, Stormy? Okay. Just because you were the first to do something between you and Melody doesn't mean you're the best. Doesn't mean you're at the top of your game. Okay, you may have had this business up and running, you know, and making a profit off of it before Mel did her beauty line, but that don't mean you better than her just because you was the first one to do it. Okay, I was on YouTube before a lot of the content creators that are popular now out there, but I was not creating content. So how can I run in that race and criticize and critique how people do their content if I wasn't even contenting? Okay, I had let my channel collect dust, and even they was like, "You ain't even doing nothing. We gonna just take the monetization off because you know we gonna get that space to somebody who creating the content, right?" So I'm gonna jump up all of a sudden, ain't been posting, and then be like, "How y'all be posting all that over there, and this and that and the other thing, and I'm be posting too." That's how Stormy sound, you know. And now we got Kyle over here with his clear self. Call, the entitlement of it all, for one. For two, if it's black owned and operated, then where the hell Kyle come from? Why is he in there? You had to go hop the fence and go back to Esau to help him bail you out of your business troubles. You made that big of a mess. You needed a pale face to come in. You know, to infiltrate. To me, this is straight up Trojan horse if I ever seen it. You know, what you trying to do, Stormy? Are you a plant? You the ops too? Clearly. Okay. We all see it plain as day. Okay. Those are not your products. You did not produce those products, manufacture those products. You don't have a chemist, a lab, or anything. Okay. You have this big ass warehouse that you just allegedly spent all more money on, or you might be borrowing it, who knows, for TikTok. You know, people do all kind of stuff like with the green screen. Same thing with AI. Technology is evolving so fast. You can pump fake anything nowadays online. You can be anybody you want to fucking be, anything you want to have. You can pretend, play pretend, dress up all day online. You be whoever the fuck you want to be. Okay. So Kyle, like most of these people do, Kevin, you know, male Karen, he male Karen, Shop Reality TV's comment section. You know, come caping for Stormy, and I was like, at first I wasn't gonna check it out, but I was like, let me go over here and see, you know, this shit, and I screenshotted it. It was 4 screenshots. He wrote a novel. Okay, he wrote a dissertation about the shit. And I'm just like, what type of CEO? I mean, what? Like, how are you doing business? Like, how is this helping the situation or helping you circumvent any further scrutiny, negative scrutiny? That's what happens. You got to have thick skin anyway in any type of business. If you're in business, okay, people are going to say stuff that's not accurate. People are going to have the wrong impression of you as the face of the company or whatever, the owner. You're going to get criticized, talked about, all of that. Do you see Melody bickering with anybody, going back and forth writing novels and books and shit on people's comment section? No, you don't, because she's busy working. And if a complaint comes through, she is working to fix it. Okay. And from where I sit, what I saw, there was not many complaints. And I don't see people hopping from social media app to app talking this much, to do about Melody. They tried to come for Melody the way they coming for Stormy. But Stormy, you put your own foot in your mouth. You don't have enough, okay, Stormy? You ain't got enough to come for us, millimeters and content creators. You don't got enough. Neither do Kyle, okay? Because if you want people to spend their money, you have to treat them and go above and beyond and treat them like you want them to spend money. You have to be hospitable in all ways and shapes and form. You have to have business etiquette. You have to have people skills. You have to have numbers skills. You have to understand what a business plan is and how it's supposed to work. You have to have work all that out before you start so you can project, and scale up your business accordingly when you begin to flourish and grow, you know. And just like with Melody, she was like, "Well, I'm gonna scale when it grows, but I'm gonna keep my overhead low. So I don't need no warehouse and all of that and this and that. I'm just go get a baby mansion and make the first layer of my home damn my my workstation, the space shuttle." Okay? And you see the receipts. So we don't even need to elaborate on that no more. You can't compare apples and oranges, Stormy. Okay, and I got the screenshot of old Kyle over here, you know, and I just wanted to read it out again one more time for people who didn't get it, and I'm just gonna go through it, and you know how we do, okay? So here, let's take a peekaboo. Let's take a peekaboo at what Kyle wrote to us colored, you know, uh getting us together, okay, about how we slandering and damn, you know, we just we need the white man to come in and regulate here, because it's terrible how he has to come in and teach us black folks about black owned businesses. Okay, so here we go. Let me arrange something here real quick. Okay. Now, Kyle Canvas Beauty. So he posted a comment and he said he'll repost it because I think either it was deleted some kind of way. Oh, I don't know, but I found it. Here we go. As posted and read in your video. Hey, Shop Reality TV, thanks for your video, your skepticism on the negative comments, and for your encouragement to support Black-owned businesses like Canvas Beauty. I don't typically comment publicly at all. Red flag, with the exception of filming for Stormi and for work. I like to lead a pretty private life. But I did want to speak on some of the rumors, accusations, slander, etc. that has been swirling around recently. Number one, we have always manufactured, produced, created our body glazes in-house. Where? What house? In what where? Where? We do not white label. We do not private label. Period. Stormi spent over a year on the formula. And even after launching, we have obsessively worked to perfect the formula using only responsibly sourced palm. It's called RSPO. We have worked with chemists to test our glazes, though a chemist isn't always necessary. I don't know why that has suddenly become such a hot term recently in LAMH circles because Kyle, Mr. Pink Toe Male Karen, Stormy said in so many words that Mel was a liar and she didn't have a chemist and she was white labeling, basically projecting onto Melody everything that Stormy is doing and has been doing. That's why, Kyle, we have explored custom partnerships with facilities like the one in your video, in Shop Reality's video. We decided against it for a variety of reasons. A big one of which was to continue employing our staff and to create more local jobs in Huntsville. Kyle could give a fuck about Black people, okay? He could give a damn about creating jobs for Black people in Huntsville, Alabama, okay? Which is one of the worst places that encapsulate racism is Alabama, okay? I think they at the top of the fucking list, in my opinion, of how racist people are in Alabama towards Black people, okay? We don't order glazes from Alibaba. Yes, you do. Or any other source. Those are dupes. How are you? Wait a minute. So Stormy Ghetto Steel is got the monopoly on body glazes, and the people who are selling this stuff in bulk are duping Stormy Steel's formula. Is that what you're trying to tell us, Kyle? That's gaslighting. This is what I mean by playing in our face. It's bad enough we have one of our own Black people who is so damaged by the generational curses of a toxic mammy. Here you come enabling her. Okay? That's why I say, Kyle, you don't give a fuck about Black owned business. Because if you did, you would be telling her and pointing out the astounding ethical violations that Stormy has committed. Moving on. They are new product listings. It's very obvious. No, it's not. You swagger jacked off of the formula that Alibaba ships out for $2, $3, $4, $5. It's very obvious. You can go on Alibaba and find that shit right there. Buy one in bulk, buy a bulk batch, just like you can do some damn fucking office chairs. You know, people do that all the time. Okay. Auto part dealers do it. You know, all type of industry businesses do that. So it's not a dupe. You're dubbing, a mass produced product for profit. We call it swap meeting in Chicago. Moving on. I personally order quite literally truckloads of raw materials and recreate glazes in-house. Again, where in-house? There was not a lab in that warehouse. That's a picking and packing warehouse. That's not a manufacturing warehouse. Okay. We just moved into a 30,000 square foot warehouse and we're already starting to need a larger space. You see how this is again, you do not give a damn about Black owned business or Black people. We are beyond blessed and thankful for this. Other blogs, pages saying they have, we saying they have, we white label have zero proof. I don't know what that means. Other pages saying that we have white label have zero proof. That's how it should read. It doesn't exist. Frankly, I personally think they know better and have ulterior motives, more gaslighting. You see the triangulation? These Alibaba copycats of our product just popped up last week. That's another lie. Their jar sizes aren't even the same as ours. They don't have to be. It makes absolutely no sense to me. Well, you the COO. It should make sense to you, okay? But you just you listen. This is where generationally we have learned how to be degenerates from the people who oppress us, okay? Because the oppressors of Western society are some of the biggest criminals in history, okay? Have committed some of the most major, most heinous crimes in business and otherwise. Let's go. Their jar sizes aren't even the same as ours. Who cares? I read that already. It makes absolutely no sense to me, says Kyle. So what? It's like they've been watching Alibaba for any excuse to make negative content. So everybody just woke up that day in unison and reported on this on various different channels and various different apps about Canvas Beauty brand body glaze versus Alibaba just to say, hey, we need some negative content. Is that what you're saying, Kyle? Our fragrances are custom made for us that are safe for the skin and the high amounts with which we use them. Our fragrance house is one of the most exclusives in the world. What's the name of it? Where is it located? Okay. And we're very thankful to have such a close relationship with them. In parentheses, I'd bet most anything the vast majority of products on the web, especially from individual sellers, use fragrances that aren't safe for the skin in general or aren't safe at the levels they're used. FYI for anyone who cares. Do you see this? You see how just like Stormi playing all in our face, you see who she came in as a reinforcement? Where Courtney? Where's your husband? How come he can't come and defend you? Isn't he a bending man too? Huh? He over there taking care of his dispensary. He over there, Houston, we have liftoff. He trying to escape from this bullshit. Excuse me. But hey, that's just my opinion. Okay, number two. Body Glaze is an original work from Stormi. Stormi and I ideate all scents and work on them for months. So how did this jump out so quick, so fast? These new scents that you've been working on. What you've been hopping all around. First was the hair care stuff. Can't do that no more. Then you try to level up and do a baby love line. We ain't heard no more about that. Then you jump back over around and you're doing something else. You didn't copy pasted cookie cutter some the hair care products that you weren't no longer allowed to sell. You sold them at a rock bottom cost to Tinkerbell Tisha, and she forgot to remove all of your branding off of the you know boilerplate templates and stuff that you used for your shipping policy and everything. Then you just revamped everything, and now it's you can order, but there's no refunds, no returns, no refunds. Now you over here back on the body glaze. Where's the consistency and all that? How are you going to keep a good customer base, people willing to spend money like that if you don't know where your lane is at? You know, so you got to perfect one thing before you add something else on. You start off with one or two, like Mel did, since you always trying to copy off of her fucking paper. Okay, you perfect one or two things. And you say, you know what? They loved it. That formula was amazing. Let's try, instead of just lip and face scrub, can we get a body scrub popping? Okay, now we got three products. Oh, they asking me, do I have hair care stuff? Now let me see what they said. Okay, that's what they said. Can you do that hair care thing in the same type of vein and the same type of quality and the same type of excellence that you did these three over here? Boom. Here you have Seventh Avenue Beauty. Okay. And we saw and watched Melody branding and putting people out of her private brand launch party receptions and everything way back there before she divorced the narcissist. Okay. So Stormy comes along and straight took a dump on Melody, said she don't got no damn chemist. And then Melody pops out in the lab with the chemist. Okay, let's go. So he ideates all that. Okay. Number three, to the overly tired point haters, always fall back on about Stormy. Still owing people for orders from 2022. I'd like to see their proof. They posted it. They posted their proof all over social media, but you so private, you probably didn't see it, and I'm sure they tried to contact because they said they couldn't reach anybody. They don't have a customer service department. Stormy's too busy spending money on Jaguars and fees to join a business association so they can give her a bogus, bap ass, boilerplate award. I still get them from Chicago, them emails. Come join us and get your, United Women's Business Owners plaque, right? And they hand out like 50 of them plaques every year. Okay, it's nothing to write home about. It's just we see you. You have a great reputation in the community. Everybody with the great reputation come together, eat some food, party, say thank you, get your plaque, and give a hug and a smooch and goodbye. That's nothing really to have a big old hoot nanny over. When I was a daycare provider back in Chicago, I stopped going to the damn things because I went to two. I'm like, what the fuck? Thank you. I appreciated it though. I appreciated the kudos and the acknowledgement of being, you know, a business of high standard, small, sole proprietor. I was in that genre, sole proprietor, and I was known for having a very stellar reputation for home daycare. And I did it because I was a single mother and I wanted to help other single mothers, circumvent the high price gouging, you know, it's erroneous how expensive daycare was then and is even worse now. And I wanted to give it a different touch and have a different spin on it other than just, yeah, I'm daycare provider. My curriculum was very elevated. It was accelerated, for 2 and 3 and 4 year olds. And I was an education first home daycare provider, where most places don't do a lot of educational curriculum with toddlers. They just let them play, and teach them how to share and all that stuff, basics. Them babies when they were 4, they would count money, getting ready for kindergarten, writing their names and sounding out sound words by 3. Okay, we was reading, okay, and arithmeticing at 3. So that's what I was doing then as a business owner, and they would hand out, yes, it, you know, there's Queen again. Good to see you. Glad you're still going strong. Here's your plaque. We eat some macaroni salad or something, and they'd play some DJ would play. It was just like a banquet, a banquet, a award ceremony, like you go to your child's school. You know, that's all it was. So the proof is posted. When I joined Canvas in 2023, one of the first things I did was go back in time and correct every single pending or unfulfilled order there was, which truthfully wasn't too many. That's a lie too, because they still flowing in. Never heard back. It's been 2 years since I got anything. I didn't even get a shipping email. And if she's being sued for not paying her invoices, I know she has not refunded the customers who never got their product. Yes, many people were severely, many were, I'm sorry, many were severely delayed from Black Friday 2022, from before I started working with Stormi, but they still went out with generous gifts as an apology. To say Stormi still owes people money or a missing order is not truthful. Okay. See, Kyle, you getting it twisted, okay? Because Stormi owes a lot of people money. She still does from 2022, not just customers. Okay. And that's mainly what a lot of the content creators were saying and telling Stormi, is that the reason why you're having these difficulties with your vendors who you deal with to do business with, who you borrowed money from, who you leased out property with, spaces with, and all that, you haven't paid your rent, your bills are overdue, they're past due, because you're not conducting your business acumen properly. Your standard of ethics is in basement. So you needed a pick me up, and you decided, yeah, I'll pay the little, you know, $50 annually to be a part of this business coalition here, and they honor you every quarter or every year or whatever, with a plaque and some plastic flowers, a nice ink pen, and a damn leather bound calendar or some shit. No, thank you, for being here as a pillar. That's pretty much it. So Stormy still owes a lot of people money, including customers. Okay, and I just wanted to buy some. I was gonna buy something just to see if I got it. I was gonna buy just one or two things to see if it came. I really didn't want to sweat the money. It's a little for $30, $40, and some people $30, $40 is a lot of money. Okay, some people don't make six-figure salaries at their job. Some people still work entry-level positions, making $7, $10 an hour. It's their hard-earned fucking money. So I don't care if it was one customer or 100,000 customers. Every time you don't ship out a product that person paid for, you are taking somebody's hard-earned money, and nobody has a right to do that. It's unethical, and it's called theft by deception. In some cases, yeah, we go send it. You keep breadcrumbing, keep begging you to answer the phone and attend to my concern, and I'm still waiting on my shipping information from the carrier, and it's 2, 3 years later, I ain't even got a tracking number. So, or you sending out bogus tracking numbers. Here's a tracking number, but the package ain't there yet. And we see what type of riffraff you got picking and packing in the dang on warehouse. You as yourself said on TikTok on one of your videos, Stormy, that they had just stepped out the club and you called them to come into the warehouse to help you with certain orders. That's a picking, packing warehouse. And you don't even have the proper conveyor belts to do the picking and packing to the level of picking and packing. You say you in Target, right? So why are these heathens fingering the product and rubbing it all over their outside clothes? Why don't they have protective smocks on? Why are they not wiping down the outside of those containers so there's no smudges and fingerprints? That is the most unsanitary pick and packing I have ever seen. And y'all that's been over on her TikTok, you seen it too. Okay. just recently. It's disgusting. I thought about it. I said, you know what? I don't give a fuck if it's only $30. I'm not sending her shit. And I went and doubled down on my lemon face scrub and my, what was it, cinnamon something lip scrub. It tastes so good, I forgot. But I got my Canvas Beauty face stuff. And I'm working on today. I'm going to get my body stuff, okay, and the hair stuff. Because I got to get these locks back together, okay? Been a rough road. Okay, they need some TLC. Now, to say Stormy to all people that I'm not around. Okay, we accepted all chargebacks during that time. If you think Canvas owes you something, please send us an email with your order number, name, email address. I want to give you a refund or make things right. I was very thorough in correcting the wrongs from the past. It was a non negotiable for Stormy and I as we work to rebuild a new era of Canvas. You didn't rebuild a new era of Canvas, you just put a band aid over a bullet hole, okay? And you didn't do the surgery needed to turn that around and pay off all the people that Stormy is being sued for not paying. Let's go, moving on. My customer service team is amazing. No, they're not. They don't answer the phone, okay? And responds to all customers within 24 to 48 hours, especially within 12, typically within 12, excuse me. I take pride in that team. Again, you don't give a damn about black owned business, especially the one that you so called work for with Stormy. And you damn sure don't give a fuck about black people because you sitting up here playing on our top. Okay. A recent video saying our customer services literally does not exist has received many responses from us. Again, not a truthful claim. This is what triggered me. Okay, this redundancy of delusional gaslighting, deflection and just talking all around it. Oh, they're wonderful customer service. It's 2024, okay, and the little white girl floating around talking about cannabis beauty that's this year, okay, couple of people. So if there's TikTok is a beast. Now, we can't find them all, but hey, I'm sure they're out there. Okay? Sure they're out there. Some people just tired of asking, begging for their own money back. Number 4, on the topic of other pages and their nasty, often heinous accusations about Stormy and the business that I've been seeing for the past year, it has passed the point of an, in my opinion, for entertainment purposes disclaimer. And are you a lawyer too, Kyle? It's slander. No, it's not. They're telling the truth. The truth is not slander just because you disagree with it, just because you want to be delusional. And see, this is why Karens and Kevins like Kyle are dangerous. Just like when you saw the brother that was bird watching, white lady called the police and lied and said he was a threat because he told her to basically kick bricks with no open toe shoes on. I'm doing what I'm doing over here. Why you all over on my lane? I'm minding my business. And it happens all the time, Kyle. Okay. You are just like a plant. You that weed that grew in the middle of the black community and destroyed all the rest of the fruit and vegetables growing in the garden. Choked them out. Okay. So slander is saying something that is not true, that can cause monetary or punitive or egregious damages. Okay. Telling the truth and adding some colorful adjectives to it is not slander. It's called freedom of speech and telling the truth, which is protected under that First Amendment that y'all clear folks like trying to violate when it comes to black people. You always want to try to hinder and prohibit our freedom of speech, hence talking to a police officer and refusing to stop filming, protected under the First Amendment. Many of our brothers and sisters have been injured and unalived because of a Kyle, okay? Switching up the narrative to play professional victim. It's damaging to Stormi and damaging to what Stormi, myself, and our now 60 plus staff work on every day. She doesn't understand it. Her family doesn't understand it. I don't understand it. Our staff who just want to work hard and get customers their orders don't understand it. Okay, well, then you guys are in a lot bigger boiling pot of hot water than you even realize. Okay. If you don't understand why people are saying this is some bullshit, then Stormy, you might need to try to find yourself another COO. Okay. And always bet on black. Okay. We have sold nearly 600,000 body glazes on TikTok alone in the last 8 months. These numbers are public. We have to ship out every order within 3 business days, or we will be kicked off the platform. This is all public information. So again, why are you repeating restating the obvious? Anybody can go see how to set up a TikTok business on TikTok. Okay, TikTok is like a toy. You go there just to have fun. You blow a little money, play some games, watch some live streams, and scroll through videos while you're riding to work in the morning. On the commuter train, go, whatever. We all know this. This is what I'm talking about. See, this is why I have a problem with a lot of people of no color like this, because they want to distract you with a lot of fluff and rhetoric and restating what's obvious that anybody knows off the top of their head, as if this is further proof of how somehow the content creators who are busting Stormy upside the head with the truth, and the customers as well, she don't like being dragged, because you tried to drag not only Mel, but you tried to drag the mellow meters and just magically stick us in the middle of your insecurities. We wasn't nowhere on that damn girl's trip for you to pop off like that. Whatever happened, you talked yourself up into that that noose. Okay. And then you're gonna come aiming that shit at Mel and the millimeters. Moving on. My rhetorical question to them are why? Because Stormy's a liar. That's why. Okay. And a rhetorical question you don't want to answer. Maybe you don't like Stormy on Love and Marriage Huntsville for whatever reason. No, we don't like Stormy lying and taking people's money and not sending out the product, and then turn around and blame Mel because Stormy is insecure or jealous and upset because Mel is getting to the bag and Stormy is getting to the black hole. Okay, Stormy hustling backwards. That's why. The show is for entertainment purposes. No shit, Kyle. That's why we watch it, because it's entertaining. You see this backhanded, facetious, sarcastic, patronizing tone. I could be wrong, okay? But this is usually how these people of no color do when they caught up and they can't find any real, logical, justifiable explanation for taking people money and not giving them their product. It's stealing from people, your customers. And if Kyle gave a damn about black owned businesses, once again, he wouldn't be up here coddling Stormy like her mama does, enabling her to continue to fleece people out of their money while she walking around town looking like a purple skittle. Okay, why are you trying to tear down a Black-owned business. She did that all by herself. Stormy did that all by herself. Nobody tore her down. We people spent money and didn't get their stuff. So they made a review and got so upset and frustrated with having to beg for what belongs to them. It's not tearing anything down. Stormy did that. That's her business practices. Very, 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 very poor, substandard business practices. And why have you been actively trying to damage a company's reputation that likely has nothing to do with you? I genuinely like to know. Now, is that question rhetorical too, or do you want to answer to that? Because the proof is in social media apps. Okay, open up that red app, YouTube, you'll see it. Boom, all up in your face. Okay, that's why I have zero sympathy, empathy, or any type of twinge of compassion for Stormy and anything that's happening to her and possibly could happen to her because karma is real. You cannot drag people for nothing and expect nothing to come back to you. Okay, it just don't work that way. And furthermore, the way that Stormy came for Melody on the final uh season finale reunion. First she was kind of on board with her mom. Well, yeah, you could have said something in your comments about the tweet. When you're live tweeting, it made it seem like you were talking about me. No, you made it seem like Melody was talking about you, Stormy. You made it seem that way, okay? And Melody says all the time, I don't see all the comments. I'm busy. I'm doing things. I'm traveling somewhere on a plane when them people started going in on you and your mama, but you didn't bring up the fact that your mama is in several safe face groups still slandering Mel, calling her all out of her name, insinuating that she's a lady of the evening, and all of that. Hmm? But you don't see Mel up here whining and crying and having emotional digital bleeds all over social media, do you? While you asking rhetorical questions, Kyle slash Stormy. Thank you, Shop Reality, for staying out of the recent witch hunt. I don't want to see you or anyone for that matter dragged into the libel defamation issues. But there comes a point where it is starting to affect the morale and livelihood of my team. They don't look like they're missing the beat over there, still plagiarizing somebody else's product and marking it up 8 times the amount that they purchased it for wholesale. And Storm and I didn't work tirelessly day in, day out for people online to mudsling and make rumors up. Like Stormy did, how she was mudslinging Mel, making rumors up about Mel, going back and forth, carrying bones back and forth to Tinkerbell, Tisha, and the Snots 1.0 and 2.0. Was it inappropriate then, Kyle, when Stormy was doing it to Mel? It's inappropriate and it stops very, very soon. I welcome any and all free speech after you just told us how dare us tearing down black. Okay. You see what I'm saying? The cognitive dissonance of some of these people like Kyle, these people of no color. That's this is where we get it from. This is where we get our programming from. The misogyny of black men, a lot of it is from emulating what white males think is power and dominance. I need a lot of hoes. I need a lot of money, and I need a lot of fancy, high-end belongings to feel powerful. Then that's the definition of a man. I welcome any and all fair criticism on our brand, company, I genuinely want to know how we can improve. And I think Stormy and I have shown that we improved in the last short year. No, you haven't. Stop cooking the books, Kyle. We know how you get your money, taking advantage of people. He probably embezzling money from Stormy too. Just my opinion. You know, them European people know how to cook the books real good. Okay, look at what Trump going through. Right? We've accomplished something I'm very proud of. What was that? What did you accomplish? How to gaslight better? I'm more than willing to have productive dialogues and conversations. We don't want to talk to you, Kyle. We want Stormy to talk. Stormy's our own business owner. She started this mess. So you move around. Okay, you in the lane you don't belong in. This is a black female business owner who has done a lot of illegal things, in my opinion, up to and including misappropriating large amounts of money, in my opinion, to propagate as if she is turning over millions of dollars in profit. That's just my opinion. Okay, because I know a little something about business, Kyle. Okay, about the beauty business too. Okay, back in my younger day, I was in the entertainment field as a model, spokesmodel, runway model, promotional model. I was one of the tallest promo models back then in the 90s. Okay, because back then was the wave svelte look was popping. Now it's the thicky thick look. Okay. So I talked to a lot of product developers. I listened in on a lot of conversations and meetings and all that. And then when I grew up and evolved into a daycare provider of a sole proprietor home daycare, same thing. Same thing. I know business. And you don't have to be a business person to understand how business works. Okay, the basics. So you can miss all of us with this big long diatribe of nothingness. Okay, because it was just all leave me alone, stop lying on me. That's all it is. Okay. So here we go. Well, let's finish up this mini series. But to wake up seemingly daily to a new lie from I'm sorry, from who knows where, that is damaging to our business is not free speech. Spreading lies that have no standing or evidence isn't just an option. I'm sorry, an opinion. That's not reporting. Nobody's doing that. Nobody doing none of that. Everybody's like, look what I found. You see this? This is a whole person telling me in this video that they didn't get their product. I would encourage those posting mistruths, lies, or slander about Stormy and Canvas online to critically think going forward. Is this an accusation I really want to make publicly and stand behind? Question mark. Sincerely, Kyle, COO of Canvas Beauty. Well, Kyle, we really don't give a good damn about none of that shit that you just wasted your time right. And this is another reason why it's really difficult for me to be diplomatic with people of no color with the mindset like Kyle, because the self entitled, unmitigated gall of this person, and I use that term loosely, to come into the sector of melanated content creators who are creating content about melanated business owners who are on a reality show and just restate the obvious, what we already know and have covered and been there, done that, bought the t-shirt, a mug, and property on that block. We've been around it so many damn times. Okay. Kyle, you said nothing of any substance at all. You just are stroking Stormi's ego, okay? And you're trying to coddle her so that she won't have another public digital bleed of emotions all over TikTok and Instagram and blame Melody and the millimeters for it again. Okay, because it's been proven that it's a very decent amount of people who are not millimeters have said that Stormy's body glaze sucks. Okay, that's just that. You know, it's that's why I said I was triggered, because it is what it is. It's what we see before our eyes. It's like Tisha saying, you know, Marceau never lied to her. That's what it equates to. All right. So I don't know. I don't know. Y'all hit the like button, share the video, please subscribe, hit the notification bell, lovies. Drop that eagle feather in the comments if you feel me. Okay. And we're going to listen to a peekaboo of our good channel that gives us our tune-ups on narcissism, child. Okay. This one I was cleaning and stuff, and I was channeling, and I said, these people will stop at nothing to hurt somebody who will no longer allow abuse from these people. A narcissist will hurt you because you don't let them abuse you anymore. So I found some wonderful confirmation. Shout out to Narcissistic Exposed. When a narcissist realized playing with you was a mistake, baby. We're going to just do a little bit of it because I've been before you long enough. I didn't want to be up here this long, but I've been gone for a minute. So I wanted to come back with a little fire for you. And I'm going to keep them coming. So let's peep this real quick, and we're going to go through a little bit, about half of it. And we're going to correlate it all like we correlate with it. The alchemist is in the building. We go heal the nation one way or another. Okay. And Miss Melody Cherie is leading the pack. Okay. Let's take a peek.
Narcissist realizes playing you was a mistake. Hey there, welcome back to our channel. We're thrilled to have you join us for another captivating video. Get ready for an enlightening discussion that's sure to spark some deep insights. Today, we're delving into the intricate dynamics of narcissists' relationships and their impact on personal development. So sit back, relax, and let's embark on this enlightening journey together. Trust us, you won't want to miss a moment of this. Your connection with the narcissist was akin to scaling a steep mountain. Initially, it seemed manageable, but as time passed, their demands grew exponentially. With each passing day, their appreciation dwindled, leaving you feeling depleted and undervalued despite your tireless efforts and investments of time, energy, and resources.
Remember when Melody was getting over into the acting industry and trying to kick off her acting career and modeling career, and Straight Jacket Man kept telling her to pump the brakes and kept hounding her for, I need you to do this more. I need you to get the nannies together and hire a nanny. I need you to slow down. Remember that? Trying to impede her progress so he can continue to creep and still use her and her unstoppable hustle to fund his sick fetishes so he could nibble on a side dish. Disgusting.
It became increasingly apparent that you could never meet their ever-mounting expectations. Narcissists had a knack for distorting reality, deflecting blame onto you for their own shortcomings. They had a way of making you feel inadequate, as if you were constantly falling short of their lofty standards. In truth, their insatiable hunger for validation and recognition fueled their perception, casting you as the scapegoat for their own insecurities. As your energy waned, the narcissist sought solace in the validation of others who remained oblivious to their true nature. These individuals
Right? Remember when side dish slow, sloppy curry? Oh, she listens to me is what he says. Oh, she made me feel important is what he says. Oh, I was able to put her in places, get her a crib, buy her a car, matching my fly. You know, I was her sugar daddy. She made me feel special because Mel took up too much space. Her light was too bright for him. You see how he was faking the funk in her face? You see how dangerous these people are? That's why, Kyle, we don't need you. We don't need you to inject and insert yourself into the diaspora of fuckery that Stormy has created for herself and displayed it, memorialized it for everyone to critique. And just because I tell my mother, toxic mother, this, I used to tell her all the time, when you undermine my parental authority with my child, she then thinks that it is okay to defy the house rules. So these are the boundaries to that. She will no longer be able to visit with you, period. Okay. And I'm going to change her cell phone number and block you on it so that there's no way or form you can communicate with my child who is underage and does not need to be used as a pawn. Okay. Because that's what Stormy is trying to do with Kyle. Use him as her little chess piece, her little pawn. Go get him. Go tell him. Oh my God, I can't believe it. She's having a silent emotional bleed all over Kyle. So Kyle said, "Well, let me deal with it. Captain America to come to save the day. We don't need you. We don't need you. We don't need you to add to nothing. Okay? Stay in your fake COO lane and do that. Keep cooking the books, okay? Keep doing your job because you helping her dig herself deeper in a deeper hole. That's what you're doing, Kyle."
were unsuspecting of the narcissist's manipulative tactics and were not burdened by their relentless demands. Despite seeking validation elsewhere, the narcissist kept you tethered, relying on your unwavering support for stability and security.
Didn't we hear Straight Jacket Man saying that he wanted a woman to protect him and take care of him and provide for him? Okay, he want to wear the skirt and the red bottoms. Okay, he wants to put on the beautiful makeup, face beat, and wear the high fashions. He wants to be provided for and kept. That's why he's still punching and scratching at the air and windmilling the pillow on the couch because Sheree don't want to deal with his straight jacket wearing ass no more.
While they pursued external validation. In the narcissist's world, attention and praise flowed endlessly, feeding their insatiable hunger for validation. They found individuals who catered to their every whim, satisfying their deepest needs. Amidst this sea of admirers, they stumbled upon a new source of validation, ready to serve as a backup plan.
Yep, that's all you are is backup, Slarion, slow, as Hot Tea would say, Slarion. Uh, Coleslaw, side bench warmer, bird brain, backup. like a generator, temporary. That's all you'll ever be in that lane, you know. Instead of checking for what's really in the know about Straight Jacket Man, you need to check for them college books, and get a forbearance on your student loans and start doing some college work study hours and get your ass back in college so you can take care of those children and they can have a decent future and not keep dragging them through your emotional and financial and mental struggle. Okay, bouncing all around with them children from hither and yon, pillar to post in a different Airbnb or extended stay, trying to keep up some appearances online. It's stupid.
They kept this person on standby, ready to replace you at a moment's notice once their reliability was confirmed. How
See, Martell what brave enough to try to replace. You can't replace Melody. Okay, so she drop kicked his straight jacket wearing self, did she? He thought, okay, I could keep one hand in the pocket and a bird in the bush. And boy, Melody went and sprayed that bush with gasoline and lit it on fire and said, goodbye. Okay. No more shall you do this to me. You do whatever you want to do to her. Okay. But you're not going to keep doing it to me. All right. Putting me in jeopardy, my health, my mental well being, my physical well being, my financial well being is jeopardized dealing with you. Yet another thief, the first one who stole from Melody. Okay?
However, the cycle remains unchanged even with the switch to a new validation source. The same patterns of behavior repeat themselves, contingent upon who they are currently with. Initially, the narcissist may believe that this fresh connection will fulfill their relentless need for validation. But as time passes, reality sets in. The narcissist comes to the realization that this new source is flawed, just like any other human. They begin to see the imperfections underlying their facade of perfection, leading to a process of devaluation. Yet this time, they explore alternative options, rather than solely seeking secondary validation. In their ceaseless quest for validation, memories of their time with you resurface.
This is why Stormi shot those shots at Melody recently. She had a flashback of how good she had it when Melody was the brand ambassador for Canvas Beauty. Just like Tinkerbell, Tisha, Black Mamba, Marceau, just like Cap and Kimmy and Maurice Luther King, Scott just totally fumbled the bag. Okay, they all could have been real millionaires by now had they followed the blueprint. You guessed it. And they made fun of that. Oh, she's a blueprint. Oh, oh, oh. This is what happens when you try to hurt somebody so much. So you wind up hurting yourself worse and destroying yourself trying to hurt somebody else. Okay? Stormy, you did this to yourself, baby girl.
They begin to recognize the value you brought to their life, consistently meeting their needs and providing unwavering support. Your worth, once overlooked, now becomes glaringly apparent. They had taken your presence for granted, arrogantly assuming they could easily find someone better.
What did Straight Jacket Man do? Oh, your wife was not satisfying you, so you felt like you could supplement that?
Little did they realize that finding someone like you was no easy feat, someone who would tolerate their unreasonable demands and provide unparalleled support. Most individuals wouldn't tolerate such behavior, let alone embrace it wholeheartedly. It dawns on them gradually, as they switch validation sources, that the grass isn't always greener on the other side.
Stormy, you thought you can get that little Nagala face Esau man over here to bully the rest of the content creators and consumers and viewers and supporters of the content creators? You thought you could send that little French bulldog over here to talk about you gonna start suing you copying off of Maurice Luther King paper now you copying off of Melly paper you over there copying off of Alibaba's drop shipping blueprint and you had one of the most powerful entrepreneurs right next to you at the table and you decided that your ego and jealousy and envy was more important than humbling yourself to say, damn, I talked to her a couple of times, gave her little pointers, and she just took off like a rocket. Let me go back. Let me holler at her again. Now wait a minute, Mel. How let me you gotta show me a little something how you did that. See, that's how I would have played it. Genuine. You know what? Damn. I started my business. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good, but damn, she's doing a little bit better than me now. Okay. What you did. This is why it's important to understand what major to pick when you go to college. Don't pick one that sound good. Pick one that you can use and you can make money from, whether you work for someone else or not. You apply the education that you paid for. Hence why we have Dr. Melody Cherie Rogers in all of her regality. Okay?
They're left reeling from the realization, feeling the weight of their choices like a punch to the gut. They came to a profound realization about the value of your relationship. With you, they felt an unparalleled sense of comfort and security, a feeling of invincibility. Your unwavering
And from what I saw at the Melody's mimosa event, Mimosas with Melody, it was it was powerful. Unwavering support she gave to the content creators, Queen Sheba and her intimate di- conversation to how she greeted her guests, how she announced her special guest, Hill Harper, unwavering consistency. This is what you need to be paying attention to, Stormy and Kyle, Stormy slash Kyle. Okay. And your mama need to take a little pointers too on how to mother a grown adult daughter, how to guide and advise your daughter to do the right thing, whether no matter who is watching.
support, no matter the circumstances or absurdity of their demands, was something they took for granted. They assumed they could effortlessly replace you, oblivious to the rarity of finding someone like you. Facing the harsh realities of the world, they encountered the sobering truth that most people wouldn't tolerate their behavior.
There you go. Melody said, God said go. And she bounced. She walked away. And she did it so gracefully, so classy. And she did not stumble. She did not take advantage of anyone. She did not take money from the orders and not send the product. Okay. We see her picking and packing her own products. And when her orders are so large, all she does, the money she's been spending a little, what, 29.99 for a 26-foot U-Haul. If the G-Wagon don't hold it all, she chunk it in the U-Haul, drop it off at the post office, turn in the U-Haul, and go on get on a plane and take a flight and take her four-piece chicken nuggets on down to the wherever. You know, baby's wearing red bottoms now. Okay, and ain't none of them even 14 yet. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. You know, and how dare you, Kyle? How dare you? Like just fall back, fall back. Nobody asked you anything. Again, I say, and I stand on what I say. You have no idea how to maneuver in the black community. You always want to emulate the most degenerate pathology of black people until it's time to take the consequences of those so-called black behaviors. Okay. From one extreme to another. Either you want to be ghetto, or you want to be gangster, or you want to try to slide in under the side door with your hat on into events like Melodies with Mimosa and rub shoulders with the upper echelon of civilized black folks like the millimeters. Okay. So it is what it is, y'all. This little bit too long, but I just had to get this up off my chest. I've been holding on to it ever since that first drop with that bullshit TikTok with her and this damn whatever. So I just really send you all my love to all my people that's watching, listening. You know, take this one with you when you cleaning up or whatever. It's a little bit long, but again, if you want to support the content, support the channel, I'm gonna be coming with a little bit more hot receipts of my own. I told you I had a sister like Tinkerbell Tisha slash Stormy, and Captain Kimmy all rolled into one. And I got some sound bites, I got some text messages, and some receipts to show you how it is to walk in the shoes of an empath, the scapegoat, the black sheep of the family. A lot of y'all can relate to our Queen Melody story. I know I can. I also was married to a narcissist. I have a narcissistic mama, and I had to walk away. So take care of your psyche. Never let anybody take advantage of you to the point where you feel like you are nothing. You have no meaning, no worth, no self love. I love how Melody recuperated and is healing herself. And it definitely clearly shows she just lit up like the sun. And I'm so proud of her. I'm so proud of how she mothers and loves and is fighting for her children. Okay? I mean, this is the epitome of a warrior queen. So there's many of us who resonate warrior queen energy with our beautiful Melody, and let's continue to link up. Now, I got a confirmation from one of my supporters who want to attend the classes for Melody, the property preservation classes and things like that. And I was thinking that we can all collectively get together and put our names in a hat, and we can start up like a GoFundMe for anybody who wants to attend that class. And money kind of funny these days. We in a recession, inflation, all that. Now I know I ain't even got it like that right now because I'm still playing catch up and rebuilding from a lot of extenuating circumstances that I ain't had shit to do with. So I am also financially rebuilding myself and replenishing my nest egg because I'm moving over back into my soft life phase, and I plan to do a lot more traveling. And in order to do so, I have to have the income to do it, and I don't want to punch nobody else's clock. Okay, I want to do what the fuck I want to do when I want to do it. Okay, I put in my dues. I worked hard, and I've been thoroughly dragged just for trying to break generational curses such as narcissistic abuse. Okay, so I want to know what y'all think about that. Let's raise some funds collectively. We draw a name. Whoever wins that drawing, they win the scholarship. Do we want to write a short essay of why you would be the best fit? How would we do this so-called contest? Let's throw some ideas around and get this ball rolling on it because um, we can really touch a lot of people and help each other get to the goals that we want to accomplish in life without slaving away, always working for somebody else, or trying to figure out where to start, right? So drop your suggestions in the comment section. I love you always and forever, your sis. Drop that eagle feather for me, like, comment, subscribe, cash app is Queen with a W 1971 if you want to support. One love, and I'm out.